a question about I see there's a question about Nordhaus. I want to actually answer
that one. Answer that one. What do you think of his work?
I'm a little mixed, but basically, I think the DICE model is great. That I think it's a tool to help understand the problem, and you can change it in many ways, as you know, to explore different issues. I think the problem with the DICE model, and Nordhaus was partly responsible for this, was claiming that its quantitative results were directly applicable to the real world. And so to use the DICE model to estimate the social cost of carbon or something like this just seems a little bit silly. So I think, I consider the DICE model in the same way I consider Budico's energy balance model of the climate system, that by studying Budico's energy balance model of the climate system, you understand basic climate principles, but you should understand the limitations, and it's a conceptual framework, and not something that you're going to use to make the quantitative predictions. And also,
that's the way I understood it always. It was, you move little things and then you see what happens and you learn from that.
Right, but the other thing is this, Nordhaus had in the DICE model. When I say DICE, I'm expansive beyond the original Nordhaus, because Nordhaus did this thing of equating the marginal cost of climate abatement with the marginal cost of climate damage, and then you mitigate up to that point. And that was an important conceptual breakthrough in how that interacts with capital stock and consumption and so on, savings rate. But you don't have, there's nothing, you can use that framework and you can specify an emissions reduction rate also. You don't have to do that and so it's just, I think it's a great, but I wish it were cleaner, I think we need even a simpler DICE. I almost want to make a simpler DICE version with constant population and exponentially growing total factor productivity, like keep it all even simpler. Yeah, so my complaint about DICE is it's too complicated.
Yeah, first time that was ever said. No, I love it too. I love it. And I have used it in so many papers. We have used it together in so many papers.
Yeah, somebody just wrote something simpler than DICE. Yeah. Actually, I should do that. I should write this thing. A simplification of DICE for use for use for people who actually try to want to understand things.
Yeah, a simpler DICE model.
Yeah, a simpler DICE model.
Well, that'd be a coin. You have to call it a coin instead of a DICE. DICE is too complicated.
Right. Just two sides. No more six sides.
Oh man. Okay. I'm pretty sure this seems like a good paper to write.
Yeah, right. Let's do it.
Yeah, let's do it.
We have the name. We have the name already. All we have to do is write the paper and design the model.